addition to learning to speak some French, we also learn about the culture and try to let the students experience French culture. For example, every Wednesday we listen to a new French song and watch a French video of music, and so we call that Musique Mercredi. We also, earlier this year, have learned to play pétanque, which is a game that students went outside to learn to play on the baseball field. We'll do things like have Crepe Day in February and learn why French people celebrate Crepe Day and what the traditions are, and we'll celebrate Mardi Gras. So, and then as you've seen today, we also do the birthday celebration at the end of each term. So we want students to know what life is like in French-speaking countries and also be able to speak a little as well.
A bientôt!
Salvete discipuli et discipuli recipio ad ludum Liberty Middle. Survey of Latin 1 is a class that is open to 6th graders, 7th graders, or 8th graders who are interested in the culture and the language and the history of the ancient Romans. You'll be learning a lot about the myth and the history and the culture of some pretty cool people who lived 2,000 years ago. One of my favorite things about teaching Latin is that I get to help students kind of have a bird's eye view into a world that is so far removed from where we are. 2,000 years ago is a long time. So we get to do all kinds of cool things like look at artifacts. We talk about archaeology. Like I said, myth and culture, and we figure out what did the Romans eat, what did they do. So the expectation in here is that you come into the room with a real open mind and a desire to really figure out what was life like for people 2,000 years ago. We do a lot of reading, we do some speaking, we talk about the weather, we learn about games that they played. So the expectation is that you come in ready to explore and try to get to know some people who are pretty old.
So number one, everybody talks about how it's a lost language, which is completely not. It's a very interesting and hands-on language. Number two, it teaches you about some Greek history and mythology that maybe some historical classes may not teach you enough. And number three, when you're reading a historical book, you can relate to all the words that they're talking about.
欢迎来到自由中学，您好，我是杨老师。Survey 1 and 2 of Mandarin Chinese are designed for the students who have had no prior experience with Chinese language and are interested in learning the basics of language as well as the beauty of its culture. Throughout the courses, students will learn to do self-introduction, express likes and dislikes of certain things such as food, articles of clothing, and daily activities. In culture lessons, students will gain knowledge of Chinese festivals and celebrations as well as its traditions and customs. Students will learn how to make dumplings, use chopsticks, paper cutting, calligraphy writing, and Chinese art painting. Class expectations are be respectful, resourceful, and be on time. Survey 1 and 2 of Mandarin Chinese are designed for the students who had no prior experience with the Chinese language and are interested in learning the basics of the language as well as the beauty of its culture. Throughout the courses, students will learn to do self-introduction, express likes and dislikes of certain things such as food, article of clothing, and daily activities. In culture lessons, students will gain knowledge of Chinese festivals and celebrations, as well as its tradition and customs. Students will learn how to make dumplings, use chopsticks, paper cutting, calligraphy writing, and Chinese art.
再见。
再见。
再见，很期待见到你。
Willkommen bei der Liberty Middle School. I'm Frau Bowman, the German teacher here, and I wanted to tell you a few reasons why you should take German. If you start off with Survey A, you'll get to learn about how to introduce yourself, you'll get to learn how to travel in Germany, like following directions and recognizing important places that you could go to. If you continue with Survey A, you could go into Survey B as well, which is a great opportunity to learn how to tell stories, understand stories, do science experiments, learn a little bit of history. The opportunities are endless. When you learn German, you have more than one language under your belt, and it's actually super beneficial. It helps out your brain. It helps prevent things like Alzheimer's, just being bilingual. And it is super important in the business world as well. Did you know that German is the second most popular language in the business world in Europe? Well, it is. And if you're interested in studying engineering, German can be a super useful language to study abroad in Germany.